All right, so this is Module 2 for 5th grade, Lesson 16. And the objective was to use, that the students will use divide by 10 patterns for multi-digit whole number division. And there's the homework and the bonus. So I'm going to do the problems that are not assignments. The B, D, F are assignments for homework, but I'm going to do A, C, and E as examples. So it says that you can draw a disk. For A and C you have to draw them, but you don't have to for the others, but it does help you out, so please draw it out if you can. So here we have 300. I have 3 disks that show 100 each. If I divide one of these by 10, I would get 10. So basically I have 3 tens. And if I count 10, 20, 30 would be my answer, because this represents 30. Another way to look at it is if you just cross out the zeros, it would be 30 divided by 1. That's it. It's 30. Or you can say 30 tens divided by 10. Well, 10 divided by 10 is 1, so my answer would be 30. All right, so here we go. We're going to the next one. We're going to show 2 different disks. I'm going to show my 10,000 disk, and that's representing the 1 here, and there's only one of them, so I'm going to draw one of them. And then I am going to draw 8 of 1,000 disks. I'm going to do this a little lower, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to draw 8 of these 1,000 disks, and if you don't put the comma in for now, that's fine. Makes it a little easier. See, I'm already running out of space. Oops, 1,000. All right, so first we're going to divide by 100 this time. We're going to divide by 100. Basically, 2 zeros are going to disappear, so that leads me to 100. So I have 100, 100. Now I'm going to divide this 1,000 by 100. 1,000 divided by 100 will give me 10. So I'm going to draw 8 of these 10s, 8 tens. So I'm going to have 180 as my answer. And again, if we just cross out 2 of the zeros on each one, we have 180 divided by 1, which is 180. Okay, again, you don't have to draw the disk if you don't want to. I'm drawing the disk to show some examples. So here we have 9. We're going to draw 9. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this without the disk first. So basically, I have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cross out 1, 2, 3, and I have 900 divided by 1, which gives me 900. Now if I did this, or 900, excuse me, I wrote 9,000. If I did this with the division, if I divide this by 1,000, I would get 100. So that would give me 100 of these. So I can just draw 9 of these. Let's see if this works. Kind of worked. That's why this is not my favorite one to do it on, but my other one broke down, so the app closed. All right, so we have 900. Now you might be saying, Mr. Valdemar, don't you have to draw 9 of these? You're right, I do have to draw 9 of these, but if you just see that you have to divide 100,000 divided by 1,000 gives you 100, then you should know that you draw 9 of those. This will take a while, so I'm trying to do this. So again, you don't have to draw, and this is the exact reason that you don't have to draw your discs, because sometimes they are cumbersome and you're going to have to draw so many of them and they won't even fit. So if you get the premise, if you understand what you're supposed to do, you don't necessarily have to draw every single one. Especially this one, as you can see, is taking me a long time to draw. So there's 9. You might say, wait, there's only 8. Well, don't forget the one at the top. Okay, so now we're going to take that knowledge that we have and we're going to apply it to this. We're going to do steps for this. So we start off every single question with the same beginning. So I'm going to start off every single one with the same beginning. All right, I'm doing the ones that are not for homework. I hope I did the right ones, not for homework. You might be asking, why aren't you drawing the comma? That pesky comma can be troublesome, so we're not going to worry about it till the very end. All right, so next step is we're going to decompose our 2,000. So I'm going to do 1,000. Why 1,000? Because that's the place value of the 2, and 2. Because I know 1,000 times 2 is 2,000. So I am going to divide by 1,000 and then divide by 2. And I'm going to get my same answer because 1,000 times 2 is 2,000. So if I first divide by 1,000, then I can divide by 2 and I will be dividing by 2,000. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to divide by 1,000, which is what we were just doing, and that gives me 18, crossing out 3 zeros. Then I divide by 2, and that gives me 9. You can see it right in the problem. 18 divided by 1 divided by 2. Excuse me, I have to refresh my page. Don't forget the problems we did in class. That can help you as well. All right, for this one, we're going to divide by 100 first, because we have 600. So I'm going to divide the 6 at the end. So I'm going to divide by 100, which is going to take away 2 zeros. Then I'm going to divide by 6. Now this is where you need your multiplication tables. So 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 72. And now I'm going to put the 2 zeros here. So I'm dividing 42 divided by 6 and then just adding 2 zeros. Okay? So it's 42 hundredths divided by 6 equals 7 hundredths. All right, let's go to this one. Here we're going to divide by 10,000. Oh my gosh, this is, no, sorry, by 30. So that's divided by 3 and 10. So first step, I'm going to divide by 10, so I'm going to take away 1 0, so that gives me 2,400. And then I'm going to divide that by 3, and I know that 24 divided by 3 is equal 8. If you're not sure, you can do your 3 timetables: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then we have 21 and 24. And this one is my 8th one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where I get my 8 from. Okay, and then the 2 zeros, as I said, are coming down from here. All right, last one. I'm not even going to, well, yep, I'm going to do it. So I have 3 zeros, so that means I'm going to do a 1 with 3 zeros behind it, and I'm going to divide by 9. Okay, so now I'm going to cancel out those zeros, and that leaves me with 450, and I'm going to divide it by 9. So my problem is 45 divided by 9, and that gives me 5, and I have 1 0 left over. And that gives me 50. I hope this was helpful. Again, this is Module 2, Lesson 16, and you can pause or go back if you need to. And this is the homework. And the bonus word is, let's see, I'm looking around my crackers. I had crackers for lunch. I'll erase this after because some people come into the. All right. Have a good afternoon.